Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Well, another day in this universe of what we call wrestling. And why not have the trifecta of the wrestling universe, the Triforce, as they may say, on the table here. Got our boy Whole Milk Mike in the building. What's going on, sir?
Hello, how you doing?
And the man, the movement, the one that's stirring it up in all the streaming and socials out there. Our boy M2 Week stopping by as well.
What is good? What it do? So, how can you be entertaining without a little controversy? Like, come on, bro.
Oh, please, you know how to stir it up, and you found a way to stir it up again this time, haven't you?
Oh boy, have I! Boy. And it's not really my fault. This is the problem I've had for years. I just never really said anything until now, and they don't want to hear it.
Oh, here he goes again. We'll get to that in a second because the young man knows how to go out there and mark out the marquees or the markers or the marks, whichever you want to put it out there. But doing cutting a promo this week. This week's cutting a promo. We're going to be doing it on twofold. Reason being is because we're going to do not only the Clash at the Castle review, but also I want to discuss the possible Forbidden Door possibilities with WWE. Just want to give a quick insight on that and your thoughts about that as well. And want to get the thoughts of the chats and the listeners as well. So we just recently learned here that WWE is now pretty much swinging open the prohibited portal, as they're calling it, to the possibilities of what we saw already with TNA, that we saw something happening there, but now AJ Styles is going to Noah, and I'm going to go around the table. Want to get you guys insights on what's your thoughts about that, starting with Milk. What's your thoughts about that, Mike?
I love it. I mean, honestly, right now with AJ Styles, we're talking about in the Clash review, but he's really not doing anything at the moment. Like, he just wrapped up his match, and now he's pretty much at the tail end of his career. So might as well just do some final things before he retires. I mean, first would be this. I do think he'll do something for TNA, probably like Slammiversary next month, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But this is something that we've been waiting for from WWE for years now. I mean, we've seen it with Nakamura doing the Great Muda's last match. We've seen Carl Anderson work New Japan, the Wrestle Kingdom show when he was still in the contract with WWE. I mean, this is pretty much this is the new era for WWE where they're open to do anything. I just saw they're open to try and find a work relationship with a Mexican promotion or one in Puerto Rico. So we'll have to wait and see on all this stuff.
There's talk that there's possibility that this was something that was in the minds of Triple H and many within the company for years, but the old man never wanted to push forward with that. M2, do you think that was really a possibility going forward there?
What was the question? That
Vince really didn't want that to happen, to have a pretty much a Forbidden Door, a collaboration with other promotions, and that people inside like Triple H really wanted this to happen for years already. Do you see that happening?
Absolutely. I've thought since NXT, Triple H has wanted to do cross-platform type deals with other companies, but Vince wants the only focus to be WWE. He had that mindset for some reason.
It's often been said that it's tough to have a cross promotional show because every promoter is going to want their talent to go over. But it has to be I guess you would figure a fair and balanced way of doing that. But at the same time, if there's a way that you can manage the talent, the possibilities, what's at stake, we're seeing what occurs with AEW and their Forbidden Door and such. Um, is it something that could be, Mike? You think that that's something that's really what hinders here? That organizations want to see their talent shine more than others.
I mean, I guess. It's a very tricky question to answer, honestly, because, like I mentioned, they had Nakamura work the Great Muta match, and he won. You had Charlie Dempsey work All Japan this year, and he lost. So it's like, I guess it's case by case depending on the talent, I would say.
Yeah, like for the Muda match, I understand because that was his last hurrah. It was him retiring, so that could get over as well. We also could get the understanding of really showcasing your talent, but not making them look bad. I think the work can be done there. I thought a good evening, the mayor of Mookville, our boy Brendan British is checking in right now. Of course, Wrestling Frankie's up in the building. Was good, gentlemen. I'm more with showcasing talent. The one thing that I could say about AEW is that they've been able to do that in these Forbidden Door matches, regardless of what you say about how booking's done or getting the wank fest off for dream matches. I wholeheartedly believe that you do get the bang out of your buck when you get these together in the Forbidden Door matches. Do you agree, M2?
I'm saying, now, when you say that, who are you saying is really benefiting? Because if you're saying like the people that come in for AEW, like a New Japan, who benefited?
The talent and the audience. I think that's pretty much that's what it's supposed to be catering to anyway.
Like how?
Well,
But,
it's
the talent. Yeah, that's a payday. But as for the fans, what has AEW done to really promote the talent from New Japan?
well, they get their, like I
Random
said,
on Collision.
like
It
I
was
said,
just
they get their wank fest off of dream matches. They get their their collaborations. I mean, they all weren't they all weren't dingers out the park, but at the same time, you did get your the matches that you believe that you should get. You got your Zack Sabre Jr. versus Bryan Danielson matches. You got those.
the market that's being the people that are being marketed to, should I say? So yeah, you're
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So for me, I believe that when it comes to, let's say, the instance that's happening right now with AJ going to Noah, I believe this is also one of those things that the flexibility is there because the talent's been wanting to do that for some time as well. AJ is that kind of guy that wants to broaden those horizons. And it's also a marketing tool for WWE because they do want to tap into that Japanese audience as well. You agree, Mike?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, remember, like, not for nothing, I think we're still waiting on a year ago when they were supposed to introduce NXT Europe. I'm still waiting. They haven't introduced it yet. I mean, I wanted to make a comment too about like what AEW does with New Japan. Have you noticed that the last two Forbidden Doors, they've taken their star talent? The first one, they had Jay White. He comes in a year later. They had Okada last year. Comes in a year later. I mean, New Japan really doesn't have that many stars right now. So if I'm a New Japan fan, I'm kind of shitting myself. Maybe Zack Sabre Jr. is next to move on. So I mean, look at this year's Forbidden Door and think, okay, which talent from New Japan are going to jump to AEW? I mean, also Will Ospreay too. I mean, that's the biggest one too.
Off the ass for Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, definitely. Bender Britt says Wankfest is one of my favorite personal favorite wrestling sayings. It's also to say that it helps with Triple H. It is also wrestling fans understands where AJ is coming from. Yeah, I mean, I think this is something that happens that's across the board that benefits the company from here on out, and especially when you're tapping into unknown, like not unknown, but lowly recognizable promotions that not many wrestling fans would know about, especially those who are just WWE fans. You know, when you go to a Noah, and when you go,
You think him going back to TNA is ridiculous?
hmm,
I don't.
Really?
It's like his best work has been in W. I can't even say this with a straight face. Of course, I want to see him back in TNA. That's where he started.
Right.
That's like the original. Like I believe back in like 2020, 2021, I did like a fantasy draft on my TikTok page, and I was like, send AJ to TNA. I've been wanting them to go back. They need him. Well, not anymore. They're doing way better now. Like, but early TNA, they needed the GOAT back, and he
I would.
wasn't really doing anything in WWE. They're not good. They weren't gonna. We knew they weren't gonna do anything with him. So I was like, send them back to TNA. I'd go crazy for that.
No, it's logical. It is logical because you know if he's gonna go through his I guess his last hurrah, as you may say, you believe he's gonna go through his retirement tour. If he's embarking in that, why not have him touch grass with all the promotions that he's worked with before, or even promotions that he's never worked with before.
And think about this for Triple H's case. Think about this.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to mention for Triple H's case, for as much as like we give him his flowers for some of his booking, there's also a thing too where we can see who he likes to push and who he doesn't want to push. I mean, I'm not saying AJ Styles is one of those people, but the guys that he wants to push now get a chance if a guy like AJ goes overseas. Like if like certain people did other promotions, like you know what I mean. Like AJ could go over to Japan, and then like a guy like Dijak could get a shot on the main roster or give some TV time, like or a random person that random person Triple H likes.
You really pushing that Dijak. I'm telling you, boy, you going so hard for that Dijak.
Don't sleep on Dijak.
Hey, thank you.
I'm not. Bender Britt mentions that he says AJ will definitely go back to TNA for a little stint, especially now it seems WWE have a little friendship with TNA. Little, I think it's actually going to start opening up. Which I wanted to
actually think NXT will believe in Joe Hendry soon.
I believe it too.
I'm watching tomorrow if that fucking guy's music hits.
Does NXT now? Here's my question for you guys: with the announcement that the a 25-man battle royal occurring, that participants can be coming from anywhere, does NXT ellipse the 800,000 mark for viewership tomorrow?
Yes.
Don't scare Tony like that, man.
Don't make Tony call Shawn Michaels a bald asshole again.
We don't gotta talk about the inevitable.
We got him on the we're gonna get him on the ropes. he's gonna rope. We got him on the ropes.
The excuses or the extra numbers are gonna come out the ass the second NXT beats AEW in the Dynamite. Oh my God, it's gonna break him.
Say his name and he appears. I believe it's gonna happen tomorrow. I definitely believe that can happen. That will happen. I knew it was gonna happen for Clash. We'll get to that for a second, but yeah, I think there was another podcast that's out there, and the auditor made a comment basically saying that this is just WWE of backsliding and possibly greasing up TNA for the buyout. That's going to be a long road to go down since TNA is basically owned by a network. So you're basically going to have to buy out from a network. But at the same time, M2, would that be a bad thing?
Actually, now that Vince is gone, I think it can work out. I think Triple H will keep TNA as the TNA entity instead of making it a WWE goddamn mini series
Mike,
like W was.
Mike, can it happen? Is it possible? Well, anything's possible, but do you believe that this is something that's going on?
I believe in Joe Hendry, and I believe in this more importantly, because I told you this. I said if WWE were to buy out TNA, you have a base in Canada where you can send some developmental guys who are probably from there that don't have Because what's the thing that people usually have to do? If you go to NXT, you have to move, go to Florida. What would be the next option? If people are from Canada, people go to Canada. Like it would be like another performance center in Canada for WWE at this point. And think of the talent that WWE would acquire. Your Jordan Graces, your Moose, your Josh Alexanders, your Hammerstones, Rosemary and Jessica Havoc, for God's sake. They need teams in this women's division. Like TNA has a lot of them. Now, it'd be funny if guys like the Hardys and Dolph Ziggler and Mustafa Ali start coming back, because then it's like
I want Ali back. I don't. It's like so weird, but I don't want to see Ali in TNA. I want him back. That is. I don't know why. It's so weird. They should have pushed him like they pushed Ricochet. He was so much better. He could talk.
Right. He had a character.
Exactly, and they did nothing. They used that geek.
I mean, listen, if they do an NXT, I believe they're going to do an NXT versus TNA Worlds Collide show for when AEW goes to Wembley. And I was telling my inner circle about this. Imagine if they announced the venue is the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Oh,
people would lose their minds.
Oh man, Brenda Britt says, wouldn't mind seeing TNA women roster at WWE. They got a great women's roster. For me, one of the best in wrestling at the moment. I mean, yeah, it's
exactly.
I don't mind. Like we saw what's her name? Parksley make her way to TNA against Jordan Grace. That's a start.
Reaction. No reaction.
No reaction, but it was a start. It's a start. I mean, you gotta start from somewhere, right? I mean, she did get involved.
Jordan
in
Grace
match.
shows up. Holy shit, it's her. Tina Paxley shows up. Oh, her.
Yeah, I guess it's a start. You gotta start slowly when it comes to TNA.
The one time I actually hoped for fucking Natalya. The one fucking time.
I did too. I actually wanted that to happen. I wanted to see that occur as well.
That's the thing. That's what WWE should start doing. They should just start because I know they want moves. I know they do, but they got to give you an equal trade. They have people they're not using. Like, you want moves, we want Karrion Kross.
That could work.
What is what's other promotions that and let's not even think about AEW because that's nowhere down the line. But like, what other places? Because we saw WWE get involved with Bloodsport. We saw that. What other places that you could see them having some other relationships with?
I mean, AAA off the top of my head.
I was gonna say it, but at the same time, not gonna say it. Like, that's a maybe-ish thing.
I was thinking, I like to see maybe some guys from the CMLL go that way.
Who was that guy in that? It was an AEW Battle Royal. He's a luchador submissionist. He was going crazy.
I forgot. Yeah, him.
He was going nuts. I liked him. That's a luchador Libre I can watch.
Yeah, he was very innovative. He had a lot of innovative moves in that match.
That made sense. Y'all think I just don't like athletic wrestling or flippy moves. I want it to make sense. He was cooking.
Yeah, he did like a sideways hurricanrana. I was like, what the hell? That's holy shit.
Yeah, but like, come on, just make it. That's all I beg for. Make it make sense. And he was in there whipping it up. Like, I'd never seen stuff like that, and I was impressed.
Yeah, I think I would also like to see WWE dip their toes in more British style wrestling, like some Rev Pro and stuff like that. I would like to see a little bit more of that as well.
I mean, they did that. That's how we got Gunther, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate.
Yeah, but they poached them. I want to see them like go into those promotions and bring some guys out and bring some guys over there.
I also like a singles push for Pete Dunne. I'm just saying he's better than Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, please. Yeah, I'm a big Pete Dunne guy. I'm already like fucking losing my wits with that. I know he's already
future speed champion Pete Dunne.
Yeah, he's gonna book himself for a championship.
Don't jinx my goat like that.
I won't.
No, he's gonna. Well, he's already booking it. So He's already booking it, but yeah, I feel as though that right now, um, like I said, this is something that I believe was already on the minds and the hearts of the creative and bookers from behind the scenes, and it wasn't going to happen with the old man at the helm. And right now, now that that's now that that's he's not there and the availability is there, they say why not? Let's dip our toes in the water to see whether or not we could get this going. So it's a good look. Speaking of going overseas and such, Mike, let's get our review of Clash of the Castle. We got our boy M2 Inc., who's definitely going to be opinionated on this, and I'd like to get his thoughts on it as well. So let's get the full rundown. Let's go. What you got on the table?
I can't wait to go through this show because this show gave a lot of people some balls on their opinions. Let's just say that for certain. And we start, and it all starts with the fucking opener. We open with the WWE Undisputed Championship. I'm gonna keep saying it. Why is it undisputed if there's two titles? Do you even know what undisputed means anymore? Undisputed title. Cody Rhodes defends against AJ Styles in an I Quit match.
By the way, Brenda Britt says I haven't seen it. Just seen the results, and it was at download. I was at Download Festival. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! So, M2
how did y'all enjoy Superman coming back from the Abomination or whatever? I know it wasn't.
Okay, so M2, the match itself. Your thoughts?
As I just said, anime ass comeback. Just trimmed the Hulk up. Knew it was coming. But Cody's, it was decent in spots when they were wrestling, but then I don't like the going all over the arena in the fight walk. Like, come on, bro. I've seen it too much.
First, like 5 minutes of the match, me went to the crowd. I was like, "Wow, that's a record."
By the way, was that a botch with the writing on the?
The show started.
The overlay.
The ref telling AJ check the rope, and he starts shaking the top rope. So that was a sign of things to come for the whole night. And then you had Cody Rhodes in the ring, and then the champion nameplate came up as a title holder.
Yeah, it seems as though that they were ready to have a black cloud over this show one way or another. But
did
still,
Kevin Dunn sneak in the truck?
Yeah, right. To me, I was talking to it was funny because I can say this.
Can I just ask this question real quick?
Yeah.
Like about an I Quit match in general, or any type of no disqualification match, last man standing, whatever the stipulation. Would it not be cool if they could go outside the ring, but do they got to go all over the arena? Like, would it not just be cool to see them actually try to do what they're supposed to do in the match? Am I tripping? Trying to actually make him quit? Why are we going all over the arena? Now, if we have a chick at your heel running, makes sense. Why are we throwing him into the crowd? Why would you throw him into the crowd? What sense does that make?
Smiley Lucha says on Instagram, he says, how about when Solo came out and actually hit his own guy?
Like that was something. But to your point, M2, that when we go through the predictions, me and Jay were like, wait, why is this an I Quit? Like, if you want to do, if there was going to be a possibility for a third match in Money in the Bank set, wouldn't you do like a street fight or like play up make it gimmicky type of thing? But or even last man standing, and even my friends were joking about. Remember when they used to do those Raw polls and all three options were the same fucking thing? Like, you want to see no DQ, a street fight, or Extreme Rules.
Like, what? Same thing.
And then when they said I quit, it's like, oh, so if AJ says I quit, there's no coming back from this. There's no reason to say third match, honestly, out of this. But they go to the match. You had AJ put Cody in handcuffs behind his back. Kind of reminds me of Mankind and The Rock from '99 from the Royal Rumble. I was kind of getting nervous about that. But no.
Face gets in handcuffs, I roll my fucking eyes because he's somehow gonna get out of that, and it's gonna make the heel look like an absolute dipshit.
I think for the first time we saw somebody put the handcuffs they started in behind, and he put his legs over them, and then they're like in front of his body. But the telltale sign for this match was when they flew in Mama Rhodes for this, and she had one spot, slap AJ Styles in the face. She slapped that man 5 times in the face.
Yeah, listen, you got to take advantage of the opportunity they give you, right?
You know what I'm saying? She wanted it to be The Rock, low key.
By the way, I also said that they really. I was speaking to It's funny because for many of you guys know who more my shoot gig is. One of my clients was able to watch it because one of the staff members put it on for them, and the client was like, you know, it was a great because the client said it was it reminded him of Southern style wrestling, and I said, okay, I could see that. He said one of the best parts was the AJ takes the chain, wraps it around the forearm, is ready to do the springboard, and Cody throws a chair, and I said, to be honest with you, I really think that they're trying to prove that WWE is like 2K24 now. Like, I really think that they're doing like that to show that they can have that comparison.
My guy.
Huh?
That's what I be saying. I don't want a video game match. I want something unique.
Yeah, I really wanted them to believe it. Because honestly, let me tell you something. If I got an opportunity to throw a fucking chair at somebody, I'm gonna do it. I don't give a shit what you say. I'll do it. But
I mean, can we also talk about the fact how Cody looked at his brother Dustin on Wednesday and saw his blade job and said, anything you can do, I can do better. So,
right.
So Cody gets a blade job in this match. As we joked about, they went 5 minutes into the crowd. About 8 minutes in, Cody starts cutting himself off a microphone shot to the head.
Now, so apparently, and this is what I'm saying, that might be problematic down the road when it comes to other promotions. AEW. So apparently, I learned recently, New York State has a very strict ruling with the commission here when it comes to blading, when it comes to blood in wrestling. But from what I heard as of recently, they have been a bit more lenient because of being able to have the wrestlers contain themselves within the ringside area and not to go outside of the arena of the audience where the audience is to bleed. So if they keep it contained, it's able to pass. But as soon as you get over that guardrail, then it's a problem.
Yep.
Makes sense.
So
I say we just abolish it because I'm sorry if I don't sound traditional, but tell me as a pro wrestler to cut myself for some dramatic effect. What?
Listen, it's classic. It's done all the time. It's done. Hey, Hogan bled, bro. Like, it happens, man.
No, I'm good. Give me a packet of some shit.
You're not gonna gig yourself.
I'm not cutting. I'm not nicking myself.
You're not gonna juice
blade for dramatic effect. Y'all can get. I'll bring a packet of ketchup if I got to. You got me fucked up. What?
So so we come to the end, and of course, Cody lifts up the steel chair, the steel steps. AJ's handcuffed to the ropes, to the ropes, and
he screams.
AJ quits. He quits, right?
Cody still has the steps in his hand, and then he kind of looks at his mother, and his mother goes, "Go for it." And this is meanwhile the song's playing, and the crowd is singing along.
Which, by the way, the Brits and the Europeans, you guys over there, how do you guys make up songs on a whim? How does that do they have do they have a Discord or somewhere and they just like, this is what we're gonna sing tonight? Like, how the fuck?
All I know is America has work to do because they put us to shame every time we go overseas.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a diehard old ECW fan. Love me some blood.
Even the Puerto Ricans were killing us.
Yeah. And Ben, I am the same way. Like, I don't mind blood, but it's not, as long as, like you said, it's not consistent. I don't need to see it all the time. Like, I could see for a match like this, it was leading up to a blood feud. I could get that, and I see that. But yeah, I don't need to see it every fucking week, Moxley. We're good.
Cody.
I love how Ben's like, because we're hilarious. I mean,
You're
you guys
not.
plan out your chance before the shows, but don't
But-
lie to us.
No, let me tell you, I went to an indie show WrestleMania weekend a few years ago, and
I was there with you.
oh, that's right, Mike, you were there, and they were doing it as well, and we were looking at them like, where do you come up with this shit?
Meanwhile, they're
So-
like, we came from the UK. Or like, you actually came from, like, holy
Yeah,
shit.
exactly. So the big issue was everybody in the finish, and I'll go to M2 first about this. Your thoughts about the finish?
It was cheesy to me because Cody's a cheesy human being. He used to be so cold. I don't know what happened. 2012, Cody was the GOAT. And then he turned into this. We did not watch him beat the Shield. That's the Cody I wanted pushed. And then he comes back as this. He's a fraud.
Mike, your thoughts on the finish?
Lining himself up for Hollywood. That's all I got to say.
I mean, what were people fucking expecting from this finish? What did people really think was going to happen? Because some people said, "Oh, this was horrible. This was the worst match of the night. This finish made AJ Styles bad." Guys, they booked an I Quit match. The rules are make your opponent say I quit. When you beat your opponent up so badly and they had enough, they say I quit. So you have AJ Styles on the corner handcuffed, and Cody's threatening to kill him with the steel steps. Now, the last time we saw an I Quit match was Edge and Christian with the barbed wire bat. Now, Christian had a reason to say I quit because there was Edge was going to kill him. Now, this one, the same theory. Cody got played like a fool a few weeks ago on SmackDown, so he wanted to hurt AJ Styles. He said on the press thing on Friday, "I'm going to go full commander on him."
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he did. He made a promise. Now, as far as like the finish goes, what did you want? Did you want like Gallows or Anderson to come out, throw the towel, and say that's it? AJ's had enough, maybe. But Cody was not losing this, and he needed to win in a big way, and that's how they did it. Now, Jay, like, how would you book the finish?
Let me clarify. I don't hate it because of what happened. I hate it because this is what I expect from Cody. He's gonna do some cheesy superhero shit. Yeah. Cody is an actor in wrestling to me. I don't know. I'd rather watch Logan Paul at this point because he kills me. He doesn't sound convincing. He sounds rehearsed. Every promo. Literally every promo. Like, dude, do you have not a natural fucking bone in your body? And no, crying doesn't count.
He's a natural politician.
Jesus, it's crazy. Like that, he's a straight heel to me. Like that type of shit. Like if you would really turn Cody heel, that would be the biggest op in history because he just sounds, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not condescending. It's I don't know. I just don't like.
He's Homelander. If you watch The Boys, he's Homelander.
Exactly. That's a heel.
Yeah, he's a Homelander.
That's what just flip it. But the problem is Cody has to be the face. He has convinced himself that he's that guy. And then now he somehow convinced Triple H. He's been convinced that since AEW. And since Tony wasn't going to give him that because he knew he wasn't that guy, he could have been the top AEW op. But no, he has to be the top babyface.
Bender Britt says AEW Cody's my favorite Cody, but I don't see WWE turning heel anytime soon. He's the golden boy turning heel. He's already dresses like Homelander. Yeah, see, and from the Boys. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
on that OG Cody Rhodes, when was he always on top? When he was a babyface or
But
heel?
you know what's funny that you say that about him and his promos? He always talked like that. He had a cadence he always talked like that.
I can show you legacy promos. I can show you Cody Rhodes promos from 2011, 2012, 2013. It was the second he went blonde.
He always had that kind of cadence of as though like he's trained, like he's been schooled on how to be an auditor, like how to speak if he's going to be at a an offense conference meeting or
How?
gathering.
How?
Just because,
Dashing
like I
Cody
said,
Rhodes sounded like a pretty boy.
oh
That
God, and it's and if you listen to that cadence, it's the same way, slow pace, hit a
un,
line, hit a line, hit a line. Look at
that was
Dashing.
that was the whole gimmick. That fits.
But I'm telling you, if you really
That's
pay
the
attention,
whole gimmick. But then undashing Cody Rhodes, did he not sound distraught? Did you
and
not believe?
he still had that same pacing. I'm telling you, as a person who's been trained in the ability to speak, to be an actor, to be on stage, the theater, there's a certain measure, and he said it himself that he's gotten uh theater training, he's gotten speech training, and he hits those points. Although it may change tunes, just like music, you'll know a band when you hear a band. You'll know exactly who that band is, and with Cody, you know exactly what that is, and that's his cadence.
Well, you gave me another project for TikTok because we're gonna put them side by side, and we're gonna see if Cody
VXS,
from the old school sounds natural compared to this.
VX
What do you
Wrestling.
think?
Shouts out, what up, my ninjas? What's good, my guy? VXS got a big show coming up in August, guys. You guys better jump up on it. It's happening. We're gonna bring up more deal tests for that as well, and gonna bring the guy himself, Big Isaac, in the building. We're gonna discuss that when he's in here for Turnbuckle Tabloid. But Mike, you had asked me how would I book the end?
Yeah, how would you book this finish?
I would have booked it as I don't know. I'm just telling you honestly. Seriously, I don't know. I don't know. You know why?
I was waiting for you to throw me the whole Anderson Gallows thing.
Nope. I don't know. And you know,
floor with the steel chair.
No, you know why? You know why I say I don't know? Because like we mentioned before, they booked themselves in a corner with the I Quit match. If it was last man standing, something like that, that man, give me a 30-man Iron Man, a 30-minute Iron Man, something like that.
Glasgow street fight, like something.
Yeah, something like that. That I could have taken. But you know, when I quit,
passing out to a corner figure four.
What's wrong with passing out to a corner figure four?
Not passing out, quitting, tapping out. Actually, from the corner figure four. Cody does the figure four. What's wrong with that?
Well, like I said, to me, an I Quit match I would not have had for this. I don't see it.
It should have been the third. It should have been the third. It should have been the trilogy if they were going to do it.
Unless if your goal is to launch AJ to the You Quit match chants from the audience for a reason, because technically, I guess what they're playing with was the fact that he was retiring, quote unquote, and he did the Mark Henry shit, and at the end he quit technically in a match. If you were trying to tie that together, I guess, but I really think that wasn't something that should have been booked. I really thought that was out of the realm for that. I didn't. That's what I say. I don't know. They booked themselves in the corner.
I honestly don't think if they wanted to do it, it doesn't have to be a trilogy. It just has to be the end. There can't be a rematch.
Well, you just got to end right now. You just got it, and the end, because after we saw afterwards, we had
or AJ Styles versus Cody. There shouldn't be. I mean, there could possibly be, but there's like AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes is done.
After this feud's over, because after this match, we had Cody going up the ramp celebrating, and then out comes Solo Sikoa on his right, and then we had the Guerrillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga Loa attack Cody Rhodes. We had Randy Orton and Kevin Owens make the save, and if anybody was paying attention, Randy was eyeing the title.
Yes, he was. It's coming. It's coming.
So more than likely for the next pay-per-view, we're probably going to get a 6-man tag, which, you know what? Cody's been defending this belt. He defended against AJ twice and Logan Paul once. So, I mean, and we already know probably what SummerSlam. Now, do we actually know what match would you rather prefer? Them do Randy and Cody at SummerSlam or Cody and Solo?
Randy and Cody.
Okay.
That's the SummerSlam platform.
I think later on down the line we're gonna see the the whole bloodline thing come to the surface with Cody. That's the big play there. Right now, like I said, just throw, whatever feuds we could get to tie up some long-standing history, especially with Randy and Cody with their legacy connection. We could see that happening.
Also, I see Randy and Solo at SummerSlam if they want Roman back by SummerSlam.
Right.
Yeah, I think Roman's on his way back by SummerSlam, honestly. Or I can see a situation next month where the Bloodline loses, and then you have Solo threatening to kill Paul Heyman again, and then once he's about to hit him with the Samoan Spike, Roman's music plays, and then he comes out and confronts them. Blah blah blah. Like, that could be something for the Canadian crowd.
Now, here's my question to you guys. We want Roman chance.
Hilarious.
We want Roman chance.
At first there was a plan, and now it's organic.
Is it because of the quote unquote heat that this version of the bloodline is getting?
No,
or is it because
Roman?
Is it because they naturally miss Roman?
Yeah,
Roman what? Roman was the bloodline.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I give Solo's trying, and the Girls of Destiny trying. Paul Heyman, I sent you the video, Jeff, of him outside the ring crying.
I have a problem with Solo. Like he's doing what he's got to do. He's not the best, but he's not.
He's trying. That's all you can ask of him. I mean, if the thing is, two people could rather have Jacob Fatu over Solo Sikoa, but Solo's in the position he's in now, and I mean the company's getting behind him, and like I don't know what it is. I think his promos need more work, but he's in this spot until like Roman comes back, and then when the new year comes back, when the new year comes in, The Rock comes back, because then Solo's probably just gonna be in the background of all this bullshit.
Cody's gonna be a champion for a long time because they got to get Cody versus The Rock, and that's got to be for the title, which makes absolutely no fucking sense.
I don't think so either. I don't think that really solidifies booking at that point right now. It's not necessary. But at the same time, the big feud is going to be getting that bloodline match at Survivor Series for the the cage match.
Roman's family with the Usos and probably Fatu against Solo and the Tongans.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about the?
They gotta get the War Games match.
Did you guys hear
what did they trademark
for Hikuleo's new name, Tala Tonga?
Yeah, I mean, he is a Tonga. Yeah, he is a Tonga
because he's tall.
Tala, and wow,
Tongaloa. I mean, what's wrong with Hikuleo?
Tala and Tonga.
You got to use it for when he leaves out.
I guess.
That's wild.
I mean, coming soon, Tala Tonga and Jacob Fatu. I mean,
Marco on Instagram, he says Solo is not good on the mic. I mean, okay, but he's not supposed to. He's like really the enforcer. I mean, you're really not supposed to. Keep him short, keep him to the point, and that's it. You know.
When he was
Remember early days? Remember early days of Brock Lesnar? We used to be like, "Why is he even talking?" Now you found out that he had a personality. He was like, "Oh shit! All right, where did that come from?"
Brock in the F5 shirt wasn't that bad.
Oh please!
Brock has moments. That's his thing. Like he has
his moments.
That's what I'm saying. He had his moments. He wasn't like, he was a little. His voice didn't match his face a lot, and he was cheesy.
After 6 months, they took Paul Heyman away from him. Then he had to talk all the time, and they was like, "Oh, this is not good."
Right.
But
next up,
we can't dwell on this first match.
Yeah.
Next up, we had Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark versus Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair.
Woof.
First off, when you saw Jade's face, she had like that black makeup on her face. I was like, okay, you're determined to do something today.
Oof.
I mean, it was fine until she decided to do one move too many, and that was a springboard. And like I said, the first match when they're checking the top rope, maybe it was loose. I don't know, but she jumped up and then fell.
My opinion, shouldn't even be doing that spot. I mean, honestly, I don't think that's her spot.
She couldn't
Not
jump
her.
over the rope and do a clothesline. Why do you have to jump on top of them? Like you're
Right,
not you're not Io Sky. You're not like these high flyers. You're Jade Cargill. Stick to
Your
what you
muscle.
know.
They just want to stress that she's athletic.
That was. She's too tall for that, ain't she? Even Bianca don't do that.
Yeah, I think. Well, Bianca was, as we say that, Bianca was doing like 450s off the top rope in this match, but then
the top, but not springboards.
I don't know. Maybe she in early NXT days, but the other bad spot in this match that even the announcers couldn't ignore was the fact when Shayna had Jade in the Kirifuda clutch, Jade starts tapping. Now I really think maybe Shayna had it on too tight, and she's trying to tell her like ease up. But even the referee was like, "Stop tapping," and then Jade stopped tapping.
Well, there is a discussion, and I didn't get to look at the match again, but there is a discussion saying that during that match, there's a possibility that Jade might have been a little stiff with her kicks to Shayna during the match.
Oh, so that was a receipt,
and that was her receipt, like telling her, "Bitch, slow down,"
by trying to choke her for real.
They are wasting my black-hearted queen, bro. I had to watch her lose just so a chick could twirl. Like what?
Yeah, so they do
that. I was so mad, bro. She could have ate her in 5 seconds.
Oh, Jade, who would eat who up? Jade eat up Shayna?
No, I think he's saying Shayna. I think he's saying that Shayna would eat up Jade.
Shayna would definitely eat up Jade. But I was talking about a whole different match. I was talking about the NXT Underground BS she had to go through.
That's a different discussion. But we had
what Marco goes. Marco says Jade's bot. Jade may botch a lot, but they're like the Legion of Doom.
I mean, Michael Cole had
like the Road Warriors.
Michael had this thing where like Bianca had like spikes in her hair and her braid, and Michael Cole's like, "Oh, she's paying a tribute to the Legion of Doom." I'm like, "Why? What's going on here?" But we get to this. We get
Bender Britt says Shayna went sexy star on Jade.
Oh God, no.
Oh, she didn't, because it would have been ended badly.
The Legion of Poon.
Oh my God! I'm moving on. So we had Isla Dawn. We had back on track, guys. Back on track. Isla hit Jade with a German suplex, pinned Shayna Baszler, and Isla Dawn and Alba Fire won the tag titles in their homeland.
Yeah, somebody had to get it.
Now that was a pop.
Yeah, somebody had to get it that night, because down the line we already know. It was gonna be iffy down the line.
They can.
I'm just gonna clap for that one now, because I've never hated somebody that I've loved so much.
Right.
They couldn't have all 4 Scots lose on this show, so 2 of them had to win something on this damn show.
Right. Next up.
Yeah. Touching moment. They had flowers, other stuff.
The family was there, and it was a big moment for Alba, who recently lost her mother.
Triple H had to emphasize that's the reason we didn't give them the belts, because of hard work. All right, I mean, it could be 50-50, but fucking whatever you say, Paul. Next match. Okay, this was match of the night for me. Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship.
It's all right, M2. Let it out. Let it go, M2.
Personal feelings go. I know it was a good match, but let me just say this. This is why I hate this. Now I don't want to see Chad become an Intercontinental Champion after this. You're a 3-time loser.
Why? What? Wait. Mike, explain to him your thoughts about what's happening here.
This match was done perfectly in the ring and done perfectly outside the ring, because the storytelling they did alone with Otis and Maxine Dupree. You had the spot where Chad puts Sami on the ropes. Maxine grabs the title. She's contemplating hitting him with the belt, and then she doesn't. Chad goes out, yells in her face. Otis steps in between, blah, blah, blah. And then we had Sami on the barricade, gets caught in a ankle lock. Chad rolls, Sami rolls through, and Chad gives a chop block to Maxine Dupree, who's in a fucking boot. And then Otis sees this. He gets so pissed off. He just has enough. He doesn't hit Chad, but instead he opts to take Maxine to the back, get her checked out, and then we had the finish where Chad gets hit with the hoover kick. 1, 2, 3. Sammy retains.
Your
That's
thoughts
not-
about what's the big buildup for his Mike?
On Monday
That-
tonight, we're definitely seeing Chad try to discipline Otis, and that discipline is in the form of the Creed brothers.
You don't like that M2? You don't like the fact that there's a possibility that the Creeds might be involved in it coming soon? M2 went to sleep. He's upset about Chad Gable.
We're
I'm
losing
more-
them.
By the way, the match was phenomenal. I really thought it was a lot of great connection with chain wrestling. I thought it was a great look for both men in this match. The chemistry with them is so fucking spot on. Sammy sells like a motherfucker, like always. And for me, we discussed it before. I believe that the big payoff is Money in the Bank. They're gonna run it back one more time. And like Mike mentioned, what's the best way for him to go over is to beat Sami Zayn in his home country.
Yep. Either they
You
do
want-
that, or I was thinking,
What's that?
Why?
what was saying?
After losing 3 times?
Right.
This guy is so fucking desperate to get that belt. He's willing to do anything. Hell, if they don't even do another match, he wins
Then
Money in
why-
the Bank,
why
and he
aren't other
hold
people-
on.
No,
Hold-
because
He wins.
why aren't other people winning matches? He's lost. Sammy has only defended against Chad Gable. He beat him twice. That should have been a no.
and Bronson Reed. Well, they're telling the story here with Chad Gable. I mean, listen, they're trying their damnedest with Chad Gable, and if he has to take a longer route to get to this belt, or like I was trying to say, he wins Money in the Bank and he uses it on the IC title instead, that could be another option. But they're telling a long story here with Chad Gable.
I wholeheartedly believe it was done this way because they still weren't quite sure if he was going to resign. Weren't sure. Remember, his contract was up.
He
Weren't
was
quite
going
sure.
They're there, just torturing that man.
But like I said, you want to get some true heat and find a way to have this man fucking win in Canada against Sammy. I believe this is where it's going to really go over for him. I truly believe that that's going to happen at Money in the Bank.
When we talk about the heat at the end of this show, it's going to be double in Canada if they do the Chad Gable thing over Sammy.
Right. Here's my but long booking story.
Except for the cheesy quote unquote development of like who didn't see that coming? Come on.
Long
Yeah,
storytelling for me is gonna be it's gonna be basically Otis wins the title. Otis has to get the IC title. That's the long story booking for me.
Or at least just beat him up.
Supposed to beating Chad, but no.
Yeah, I believe that he'll take it from Chad. Yeah.
No.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
I do think they'll feud, but I
That
think
that would be like Shelton Benjamin beating Kurt Angle.
Thank you, Ben, for checking in. You know, as he says, he's checking out right now. Yeah, I guess he's gonna go to his Juggalo party. Whoop whoop.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
Did you see the Juggalos cursed out CM Punk today on Twitter?
Well, yeah, he mentioned it on the chat. I didn't see it. I didn't know what they said. We got to get a Discord so I can start up. Well, I have a Discord, so we got to put everybody in the Discord so we can send links on there so we could do some stuff there.
What?
So yeah,
Basically-
Chad lost again, but we still
I have
holding
hope.
out hope for this dude.
I still have hope. I have a feeling that Sammy's gonna say there's no reason for you to have a match with me because we already lost three times. So do like maybe since like I said, they've been doing a lot of tie-ins with 2K24. Who's not to say that they won't have a gauntlet match for the IC title contendership, right?
Oh, what?
Gauntlet match. A gauntlet match. Do you not know what a gauntlet match is?
Okay. I'm sorry. I heard 2K and I was like, what? I was like, what you mean?
Yeah,
added?
because 2K added gauntlet matches. So yeah.
That's Jay's big thing there, because since he had the gauntlet matches in the video game, they're gonna be like, oh, now we need to do it more on TV.
Yeah, they're gonna add it more because it's marketing.
But there's always been gauntlet matches.
No.
I mean, when
Apparently-
Triple H having the book, he's like, "Oh yeah, we haven't used this gimmick in a while. Let me use it for a little bit."
Maybe like Kofi went through a gauntlet. Seth,
Right,
beat
but
That-
not
that's true.
but not-
in the
but not-
same
but it-
night, which was the coldest moment of my life. How you beat Cena and Roman in the same night? You're the GOAT.
No. What I'm saying is that they in 2K24 they didn't have it, so now they want to tie it together and to show people, hey, look, just like in 24, go buy 2K24 because you have gauntlet matches. That's what I'm telling you. Next up,
Yeah, well, they did have the thing. Sammy said no more, so we'll see how they go from here. But next up, we had Bailey defending against Piper Niven. Bailey retains. This actually was a really good match.
I loved it.
yeah,
Piper is rated.
The finish was actually crazy. It was like a crucifix pin, but Piper nearly landed on her head. It looked really
Mhm.
good.
Yeah, crucifix.
and by
bomb.
the way, can we say that Chelsea is fucking over?
Chelsea nearly fell out of her fucking outfit. Even with the mask on, she almost fell out of her outfit.
Oh,
What was the
I-
like? I mean, good props to Chelsea. I mean,
The only reason
more
was
skin
all-
was about to come out of here than when she exposed her tits at GCW
mm.
on purpose, mind you.
This is why we need my boy Zach back. She needs her husband.
Eventually.
I think right now she's over on her own. The crowd is really behind her. And I said earlier, you know, her and Carmilla have like that pretty kind of similar thing going on. But I like the whole Karen kind of thing with her. I want to speak to the manager kind of thing. I like that. And you know, with Carmella basically looks like she's not going to be coming back for a long time, if ever. I
Yeah.
think that Chelsea could slide right into that slot and be that kind of the gimmick and that work, and she'll be fucking over.
Nah,
I'm feeling weird about this Bailey run because I knew going in that she was not going to be cheered. She wasn't the hometown girl, but Piper got a good reaction. But it's just Bailey's character. Like, has it really changed since she won the Rumble? I mean, she's still calling herself the role model. Her music is not really like her music sucks outright. Would you say M2?
she's just not a heel role model anymore.
Yeah, but she's still doing there's nothing she's changed though. She's still the same.
Yeah, but you know, you say music wise, music sucks for everybody across the board anyway. They really
But Bailey's just the worst. But
Yeah.
But the in-ring stuff is fine.
How can you get written in my face back before Broken Dreams? Forget that bagpipe, whatever it's called, that Drew McIntyre has. I need my Broken Dreams back.
I mean,
I
listen,
thought that they was gonna do it tonight, but they didn't. I thought they had the perfect spot to do it there.
I think it's just not gonna happen. I think
Yeah.
Jim Jones is asking too much for it or some shit. I don't know what's going on.
Probably.
I mean, it's a good thing we got shameful thing lobster head back. I mean, I'm happy for that.
Written in my face, that's crazy. But we can't do it. I don't know. Must be a budget thing, kid.
At the end, I thought it was a really good match between Piper and Bailey. This is the spot that I wanted for Piper for a long time. I'm very happy that she's getting in. And I hope later on down the line, they start recognizing how really good she is in the ring and how fucking solid she is as a worker.
They
Did you
gave
hear-
Nia Jax the Queen of the Ring and a world title run. Piper deserves the world.
Right.
I mean, did you guys read about the story for Piper that she pretty much went to Triple H and Triple H was like, "Let me guess, Scotland?" She's like, "Yeah." He goes, "We're working on it." Like, at least Triple H understood that what she was going to ask. So I mean, good.
Right.
Props to Triple H. She gave Piper this chance.
Right. Lastly, what we got?
We got our main event. We had Drew McIntyre challenging Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight title. Before we talk about the match, did you guys notice anything with the crowd meter, the loud meter, how significantly louder it got as when that shit popped on the screen? I mean,
Yeah,
the crowd
of
was
course.
loud, but it felt like they just turned the volume up on the broadcast. It felt louder.
I thought it was a good look. I thought it was a good aesthetic to use. I think it's cool. They use it for certain football games and such like that, so I like that. Yeah,
But to
it
make
kind of.
it but to make it louder than it was already.
I mean, yeah. I mean, why not? They want to get that feeling that they had when they were in England. So in France. So it's a good tester.
I mean, M2, what do you think?
It's WWE. They like to pipe in whenever they. I wouldn't be. I'm not saying it couldn't happen that the crowd couldn't be that loud, but also WWE would definitely do something like that.
It just sounded like they definitely turned the volume up a little louder than usual.
I think they wanted it to go over 100, and it just was like staying at like 95.
I mean, they did do it for a second, and then went all
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
But anyway, this match, holy shit, this match was really good. Let's just get it out of the way first. The fucking Damian Priest going for his tope dive outside, and I've seen too many failed videos where people try to jump like barricades, all this shit, and their leg gets caught and their body goes forward, the leg snaps. That's what I initially thought fucking happened here. I thought Damian Priest broke his fucking leg here. It looked horrible, but he is fine. Thank God.
Thank God.
The one thing I could say about, because a lot of people have said and complained about the WWE ropes because they're actual ropes. They're just taped up, but they're actual ropes. It was best that the ropes are like that, because if they were the cable with the rubber over it, it probably would have been worse.
His leg would have been out of the fucking socket.
Right. So with this, at least when he got tangled, it was able to cinch up his body and he wouldn't go over, and he would have, thankfully he didn't go and hit his fucking head on the floor.
Absolutely.
At the same time, you were worried about that he was legitimately injured, and that motherfucker sold that shit. Sold it so
beautiful.
So well. Yeah.
Instincts kicked in. He was like, fuck it, okay, let me use this into the match. I loved when he was hanging too, that Drew basically, like the rest trying to like Drew, get him out of the ropes. He was like, no, let him sit there for a little bit. And then fucking he goes, wait a minute, I need to win the title. Get him out.
Thanks, Ben. Right moves. I'm in my bath right now listening to Turnbuckle Tab Boy. By the way, it should be that's the way I should be listened to.
Whoa.
Thanks, Ben. Now he's bath time Ben. He's not Ben the Bird. He's bath time Ben.
There's certain things you should share, and we don't need to know about that part. We should be happy that you're listening to us and following along. We don't need to know what's in the tub.
He's naked. We talking about half naked men.
Moving on.
I'm gonna need him to type in a no Diddy.
So
moving on.
This match. And this is the reason why, and I know a lot of people were having issues with why they gave Damian the belt, why he has the title run that he has now. And people were going to say that this was a transitioning match because they figured that in his home country, Drew would win the belt. It'd have been a crazy pop or whatever.
The funny thing is, the transitioning matches
like
at SummerSlam, people.
With Roman.
Right. But this is the reason why they are such a fan of Damian Priest, is because of his ability to work, his ability to, if things happen on the fly, he knows he has that wrestling instinct to make those changes. You start telling Drew, hey, work the leg now, after that spot, work the leg, able to sell, know the pacing. Both these men fucking killed it, especially when Damian is knowing that he has to use that leg to kick, and he did it twice, and he sold it off that he was in pain and such. Drew is a constant professional as well. This was probably like one of my better matches for Drew this year, and this
was the best Damian Priest match so far too.
Right, I think
aside from the match with Bad Bunny, this was a good outing for Damian Priest as well.
Right,
that abomination.
What are you talking about? The backlash?
When that little rapper kept up with that big ass beast Damian Priest.
Oh, you're insane. We're not having this conversation. We're not.
But I'll give Damian credit too, because he did Razor's Edge, and he was still selling the foot. He was like, I'll stand on one leg and throw this motherfucker. But then we had Drew hitting Claymore out of nowhere. Then we get to the ending. where the referee is knocked outside the ring. Drew hits a Claymore. He motions to the back, send the ref. We don't see it. The camera goes, he pans out. We pan back into behind the referee. The ref counts 1, 2, stops. Drew picked. This was fucking awesome. Drew looked at him, and then we see it's CM Punk doing the whole meme that Drew made fun of him for his WrestleMania dreams. He did the exact same pose, giving him the 2 fingers.
That storytelling.
So,
oh my god.
I was shout out to Kicking It with the Keith. We were chatting during the whole Clash of the Castle, and he goes, "Can you imagine if CM Punk was one of the bagpipers?" I would have been like,
that would have been funny too.
That would have been possible. That could have been possible. But I love
just stabs him in the head with the fucking bagpipe.
I loved that what WWE's doing now is where they're showing you the behind the scenes of what's going on. So if you went on their Twitters or they went on their show, the socials, they showed you where Punk saw that it happened, that the referee went out, and he took the moment and said, "Go get me a shirt. Get me a shirt. Go, go, go." Like
he went up to Jessica Carter. Was like, "Give me a shirt." She was like, "Now take it off." He goes, "Hold on. Do you have an extra one?"
Yeah, right.
You have an extra one? And then they grabbed the shirt and ran to Gorilla and then ran out. The camera angles too, Jay. I mean, if this was Kevin Dunn, we would have seen Punk's face right away. They made sure to show his ass first, and then once Drew realized what the fuck's going on,
right?
Then we see Punk's face, that fucking shit-eating grin. He did the pose with the 2 fingers, like in the meme, and then you have Drew confront him, and then Punk kicked him straight in the balls. South of Heaven chokeslam, 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest retains, and Scotland goes nuts.
M2, were you surprised at how over Punk is in Scotland?
Yes, I didn't expect nobody to be chanting CM Punk, especially after costing Drew, but he's still over.
There were people in the aisleway that were hugging him.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. There were signs. They had shirts.
Like members of the crowd is crazy. Like, come on, he just cost Drew.
I think he was.
I was going nuts. I ain't gonna lie. I've never hated / loved CM Punk for such a genius act. But I want Drew to win so bad.
Yeah, I think he was like the 3rd highest merch seller for them in Scotland. Ben, for us here in the States at 2 in the Eastern Standard Time for New York, we had it at 2:00. So.
Oh, no, he said what time was it over? But basically by 6.
Oh, over for us? Yeah, it was like 5. No, actually, it was around like 5.
Like 5:30.
Yeah.
It was so funny because once Punk went up the ramp and like started going to the crowd, there were still people going like, "Fuck you, take a picture."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And the best was you had Wade Barrett because like, they had the camera shot of, like the pinfall, and you see Barrett. He threw his pen on the table, and then like afterwards, after the show, he was like, "I demand CM Punk get fired. That piece of shit.
I love
ruined the special event. He ruined it for Drew." And the best was Punk at the media scrum because he grabbed donuts. He wore a opposing country's jersey and I loved. And Jay sent this to me too. He goes, "Fuck your Hell in a Cell idea," because somebody asked him, "Oh, would you and Drew in a Hell in a Cell be good for a first match?" He goes, "Don't fancy book here. Don't fancy book. We don't do that shit."
He said, "Thankfully that you're not the booker here." Yeah, man. I was surprised at how over it was. Everybody sat there and believed that there was going to be a riot, but you got to take it. The fucking fans love him. It's M2. Is this rivalry growing, or is probably the best rivalry in wrestling right now?
They booed Samantha Irvin.
It's definitely the best rivalry in wrestling because you know it makes it so much sweeter, so much more sweet. It's literally Triple H showing Tony Khan what he missed. Every feud, they have mocked every feud that he's done in AEW in some way or another.
Oh, look at that. Education here. It wasn't another country's football top. It was a Celtic top, which is the best team in Scotland.
Okay.
Seth Rollins Mox
I'll
the
teach you
Hangman.
football. What was that, M2?
Seth Rollins mocked the Hangman feud.
Right.
Drew mocked, I think, either Kingston or somebody else. I forgot what feud he mocked, but pretty much this is Triple H showing you could have been doing this with your wrestlers, but they didn't want to do business. Because you would really think Drew hates CM Punk, and I'm telling can you taste the stew marinating, bro? That epic beatdown Drew is going to give Punk before their match. When he finally gets his hands on him, I'm telling you, he's gonna take his head off.
I think this is probably great storytelling on both sides. Both, like I mentioned, both these guys know the business. They're smart to it. And to continue this going down the line. Who knew that, honestly, that when Punk came back, it just by happenstance that, because of the injury that happened in Rumble, that we would get this epic clashing of personalities that would be a driving force not only in the ring, on shows, but on social media. And it's played out. It fucking elevated Drew McIntyre to a whole new fucking heel level. I love it.
Made him a star.
He's an absolute beast.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. But other than that, but
you're gonna Drew matches and Drew can't do anything because Punk is injured. I mean, we're about to find out in a week because Punk said he's skipping. Punk said he's skipping Raw. He's going straight to Chicago for SmackDown. If they don't do an angle where Drew is trying to invade the SmackDown arena and try to kill this man, shame on you, WWE. You need to do that. For SummerSlam, I would do some like street fight unsanctioned thing. Do the gimmick. If Punk isn't cleared by then, it's unsanctioned, and then you do Hell in a Cell in October.
I'm just saying, before Punk versus Drew McIntyre, I need Punk hospitalized.
You got to get a hospitalization match. I mean, not a match, but just hospitalized. Yeah, I get that.
I need the beatdown to be that bad. I want future shots on the concrete.
Yeah, play that up. Like, say Punk gets cleared, and then Drew just beats him up, and then he's not cleared again, and then have the whole thing.
Exactly right. That right there is exactly what I want.
And then have Adam Pearce give a message to Drew that says Punk says he isn't cleared, but he is willing to fight you in an unsanctioned match, and then waive the rights, like anything that happens in the match, Punk's not gonna sue, blah blah blah, type of thing. And then by October, if the reports are true, they do Bad Blood, Hell in a Cell, Drew and Punk, and then there you go. That's how you end the feud.
Oh my God! Bad Blood instead of Hell. Do you say Bad Blood instead of Hell in a Cell?
Yeah, They actually considering bringing back Bad Blood.
Bro. Yo, Bad Blood low-key had one of the best Hell in a Cell matches in history.
It's the anniversary for it too. It's where the first one with Taker and Shawn.
Yeah, it's an anniversary coming up. And it's gonna be on that Saturday too, so.
All right, be real though. Taker and Shawn or Taker versus Triple H 2004?
Taker and Shawn.
Triple H versus Shawn 2004.
Taker and Shawn.
Okay, that wasn't supposed to be an option. My bad. Oh wait, no, it was. That was the original.
Taker and Mankind in Hell and King of the Ring is infamous, but a better overall Hell in a Cell match is Taker and Shawn.
Yeah, you had the introduction of this Hell in a Cell. You got introduction of Kane, Shawn, fucking working with it's a classic. That is definitely a classic.
Triple H versus Shawn slept on because that one was bloody.
That one was long though. That was an hour.
December to Dismember. Bring it back. Okay, and on that note, all right, Ben, you go finish your bath time. Squeeze your rubber ducky. Not that way,
motherfucker.
Not that way. Yo, we're gonna close it out from here, guys. Thank you guys for watching the stream here. Make sure you check us out on all the socials. Gonna be doing more on the YouTubes because Facebook is acting real wonky, and I'm really starting to like not like them anymore. So we're gonna be doing more on the YouTubes, on the Twitches, on the X, and on Twitch. So and we'll start sending the links that way so you guys can go to the YouTube more. And please just subscribe to the Facebook group and the business page, because at least we got to get at least to 100 there so that we can live stream on Facebook. But if not, it's fine. We'll stay on YouTube and don't give a shit. But before we go, M2, you got a hot thing going on right now. Let everybody know what's happening with you on your end.
Part 2 of the top 10 fakest moves in pro wrestling. has been released on YouTube, I got some real heat going on because everybody likes to dive and cut it for some reason.
And Mike, where they can reach us at?
For any future updates on anything Turnbuckle Tab, or follow our Instagram at Turnbuckle Tab and on Twitter at TurnTabPod.
And make sure you check us out on all social media outlets on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and as well as on the YouTubes, the Twitchers, and of course, check out the family at RageWorks.net. RageWorks.net. We do it for the culture, baby. Pop culture, that is. What was that, M2?
I was saying for the culture.
For the culture, definitely. But follow, subscribe, be a part of the vibe at Turnbuckle Tabloid. And on that note, guys, as always, love you guys. Thank you guys for checking in, and gonna close it out here. And of course, I gotta hit out the outro because some people know when we're done. So we're out of here, guys. Later.
2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.